Go ahead.
Who's gonna do the intro?
Oh, did we already start? Welcome back to the Cloutcast, everybody. My name is Griffin, along with my friends Ben and Finn, and my not very punctual friend Levi. I'm just
What's up,
fucking.
everyone?
Dude, how's it going? We're back for episode 4. This time we didn't have a centralized theme, but I did mention that I wanted to talk about obviously the craze that has been sweeping the nation. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about Femboy Hooters.
Okay, well, yeah. Yeah, we should have done that like 2 weeks ago or something. Then it would have been more
Yeah.
topical.
Nah,
But
it's a little bit dead now.
but this time I wanted to try and I talked a lot, so like in the past episodes. So I wanted to like maybe maybe we can do like 25% for each of us or something. So I'll try not to be as chatty this time, but I did want to say like obviously like have we all watched Avatar now?
I watched a solid 4 or 5 episodes.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. I mean, I'm not hooked. That's the thing. That's why I haven't watched more.
I would
And-
say yeah, go ahead.
I have trouble getting hooked on TV shows lately,
Yeah.
and you know, it's just hard when I'm not like motivated because I'd rather play a video game than watch
get it.
TV. So.
I get it.
Mhm.
Well, obviously Levi is a very, very big fan about Avatar,
Very much so.
and so in our opinion, right, Levi, like when would you say that you got hooked on Avatar?
After episode 1, I mean, I had wanted to watch it, so it was like it was something I was very set on doing. So
Yeah.
it was kind of easy for me, at least.
Mhm.
I think that I got hooked on Avatar probably like I don't know. I remember like the first episode that really really sticks out in my head, and this might be it's different for everybody obviously, but like the season 1 finale, that really really like fucking cemented it for me like
Yeah.
that I thought that the show was just a masterpiece. Like obviously I think that season 1 is good. There are quite a few really hard to get through filler episodes. But like I would oh, you know what's another really good one actually? The fucking the first time that you're introduced to like the blue spirit or the blue whatever.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about? Yeah. That might actually be one of the first episodes where I kind of cited my like beginning to love the series. That episode's really good. That's like 13, I would say. So honestly, if you keep watching,
Yeah.
the show never gets worse. It only gets better. Like
Seriously,
I think that,
dude.
yeah, like I think that that's like the main thing that a lot of people agree about is that like in order of like how good the seasons are, I would definitely say 1 is the worst, and then I mean worst is in it's incredible. It's just like 2 is a little better, and then 3 is a little better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it really really
Yeah,
just
I
gets
gotta watch, dude.
better. And Ben, what I mean, I obviously I know you like Avatar a lot too, right?
Yeah, I watched it when I first watched it. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes in one sitting, and then I like didn't watch it for a couple days, and then I started watching it again, and then that's when I really got hooked on it, and I started watching it like a lot until I finished it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I pretty much watched all. I guess it's 64 episodes, right? Is that right?
I think with the extras.
63, 64. So yeah, whatever. Like some somewhere around that. We literally watched it like all in one sitting. Like it was pretty much like we started watching Avatar and then went to sleep and then woke up and started watching it again and then went to sleep and then started watching it. Yeah, it was pretty much like that. There was I mean there was never a time where I wasn't entertained by the show besides like fucking Great Divide episode.
Yeah. Just what strikes me the most is that it's a kids show, and I know like I'm sure it gets. I'm hoping at least it gets more adult, but like it feels like a kids show, and I feel like it kind of operates like a kids show, and I don't think that's not horrible and all. I'm just like not as like raring to like watch it, at least because like some of the jokes just kind of feel like like
Yeah.
like that was aimed for a 10-year-old, you know. But I can see the appeal for sure because it seems really cool and it has a really. I think the story has a really like unique premise and I think has a lot of potential and I can obviously hearing about it from so many people too. Like there's so many people that I would never expect to watch Avatar.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yet
That's definitely
they're incredibly hooked. So I gotta watch it. You know, I gotta do myself a favor.
It's really, really good. Obviously it's not an anime, but like in my opinion, it has a lot of
It's an
anime. Yeah, I mean,
it's an anime.
It basically is.
I've argued about this with Ben.
It's not.
It's literally an anime.
No, it's not.
It is and it isn't. I think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I mean,
it's
it's
an
like
anime.
Yeah.
it looks almost identical.
Yeah.
But there's a couple things like I mean, it was made in South Korea, which makes
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the studio is from South Korea, and generally anime. Well, anime is said to be made in Japan, so.
Yeah.
But it's literally an anime.
And another thing I saw, which is interesting, and I mean, you know how with anime, there's a lot of like clips where the camera's like moving, but the image is like a still image, right?
Yeah.
Like that happens a lot in anime, but in Avatar, there's almost always something moving on the screen.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, and I just thought that was interesting. Like, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with is it an anime or not. But when I was watching a review of Avatar, this guy mentioned it, and I think that's really interesting how they like.
Wow. Yeah, I never.
Because I mean, that obviously takes a lot of time and effort.
Yeah, it does. It does. Honestly, I just the one thing about Avatar I don't understand is like, I don't really know like I guess just people that don't watch anime. Right? Like, obviously, it's become a very, very popular show and a very popular trend to watch Avatar. But there are a lot of people that don't watch anime or have never watched anime that watch Avatar, but then still don't watch anime because they think it's, like, weird.
Exactly.
And I don't really get that.
Yeah.
Because Avatar, like you said, I mean, it's literally has so many anime elements, and then people watch Avatar and enjoy it very much, and, like, they might enjoy stuff like, I don't know, like, One Piece or Dragon Ball or whatever, right? But like they'll never give it a chance, even though I mean it's similar, you know. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I'm getting at, I guess.
I'm sure almost everybody will understand.
Yeah, it's frustrating because truly, I mean, anime gets a very, very bad rap, unfortunately. And so, I mean, I was bullied in high school a lot for watching anime. I mean, I remember very vividly like people talking behind my back and like, you know, obviously, you know, I don't care and like it's never really bothered me, right? But you know, it's the same people that bullied me for watching anime that are I'm sure are watching Avatar, you know, and it's like pretty much the same thing.
Exactly.
And you know, I mean, I don't know, it just kind of bothers me, right? Like I don't know, it's whatever. It's just like frustrating because I think that everybody should at least try and give at least one anime a chance, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, anime generally, I think is just better TV than most American TV. Like, the story and like characters are just better, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I pretty much agree. Like, there are so many good anime that exist that people will never give a chance, and it's sad because there are just a lot of really good stories. And I don't mean to make it out like anime isn't popular or anything, because you know there are certainly many people that do watch it, but like for the most part, you know, they're all on the internet, right? Like I don't really know anybody in real life that actually watches it. So
I know
don't
one
know.
person.
Yeah, I mean literally, it's like the thing about the internet is it is a very loud minority. So a lot of the time, like okay, here's an example, like we say, you know, okay, Avatar is a little different because I have heard a ton of people like in real life that actually talk about Avatar, right?
Yeah.
But like just an example of something like I don't know, like The Witcher 3. I don't know, like that's just something that came to my mind. Like it feels like everybody who has played video games has played The Witcher 3, right? But that's only really on the internet. I don't know anybody in real life that's actually played The Witcher 3.
I haven't.
Like, yeah, I mean, I haven't either, but I'm just saying it's like one of the most popular games of all time or something.
Yeah. It's interesting because I totally have an opposite experience. Like, I just feel like surprisingly, I've met, you know, I used to play this like 8-bit Flash game called Realm of the Mad God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it only gets like a few thousand concurrent players on a good day,
Right.
right? Which is, a fraction of the population, yet someone at my school used to play it, and it's,
That's
and
crazy.
yeah, it's, for me, I feel like, um, in some ways, like, it's big world, in some ways it's a small world. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe that's just because I live in an area that tends to be, like, pretty, I would say, like, nerdy and open to, like, other people, so
Yeah.
maybe that's because of where I live, but I don't know, I've had a lot of experiences of people, like, sharing niche interests that I've had in the past.
That's awesome, man. I don't think that I get that often. I wish I did. So yeah, other than that, like honestly, like Avatar just really, really impressed me because like you said, I mean it really is a kids show, you know? I mean it was made for kids, like
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Nickelodeon. Literally on Nickelodeon, right? However, it has this very developed and interesting story with a lot of there is not a weak character in Avatar, and that's something that like I feel like a lot of people acknowledge. It's like I truly, by the end of the show, I never felt like there ever was a weak character besides Jet. I fucking hate that asshole.
I hate him, but I mean,
But he's not a weak character. I'm just fucking around.
yeah,
Like, I mean, he had a backstory. He had, I mean, there really wasn't. I mean, what do you guys think?
it's like how there's like every character usually ends up getting used later on, at least to say without spoiling anything.
Wait, gets what? Oh, used.
Yeah, like at some
Yeah.
point either used or brought up.
Yeah. I mean, Jed was technically from a filler episode, like episode 10 or something, and then he came back to be an actual character in the Ba Sing Se part of the show,
Yeah,
which is like really interesting, and I really applaud them on that. And obviously, I won't spoil what happens, like in his arc or anything, but like they actually, used the character in a pretty meaningful way, and I liked it a lot.
That's
Even though
nice.
yeah, right? I mean, he really was just kind of like a character from a filler episode. But they did that several times though. I mean, even down to my favorite character in all the series, the Cabbage Man, who has the deepest and most complex character of all.
Started to have before.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, who is you guys' favorite character?
Katara, kind of obviously for those who've been watching.
I think we know.
What about
But
you?
beyond Katara, probably Iroh though.
Yeah. What about you, Ben?
I really like Toph.
Yeah, Toph is awesome.
I think her attitude is just funny, and like
Yeah.
in the beginning, she kind of like, without spoiling a lot, because like people might not watch it, Finn hasn't watched that, but I mean, in the beginning, she kind of has like issues and like fights a little bit with Katara,
Yeah,
especially.
for sure.
But then like they become like really good friends, and I think it's just interesting to see that. And Toph is just like, she literally created a subcategory of bending, which is also pretty interesting, especially because she's so young.
Yeah, absolutely. And this isn't necessarily like a spoiler, I guess. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but I probably shouldn't mention it. But I do completely agree with you that like throughout the show, before Toph like learns how to metal bend, I remember like they talked a lot about how like earthbenders couldn't manipulate metal, and that's like why they put those earthbenders on that little metal like frigate thing. Do you guys? Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, this random 12-year-old girl like can suddenly bend metal. It's like really, really cool. I actually like that a lot. But I really like that. The only thing about metal bending that I didn't like, I wish they would have made it more not her just punching metal. You know what I mean? Like the few times that Toph actually metal bends in the series, like it's just her punching it. Like she doesn't actually manipulate it like like how Katara manipulates water or anything. Yeah, she just kind of punches it, which it kind of sings like true to Toph's bending style anyway because she's rough and aggressive, right? But still. So yeah, I guess that's fair. Honestly,
Gives me like Full Metal Alchemist vibes, honestly.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So
that show is fucking beautiful.
Full Metal Alchemist might be, and I don't want to say this, but it might be one of the best series like ever created. Like I'm not even kidding.
Oh,
like,
no doubt.
Like I seriously believe that Full Metal Alchemist has one of the most incredible stories, like some of the most incredible characters. Like I cried so many times, like just so many times, like even at dumb little scenes. Like it really knew how to
Yeah.
like pull at my heartstrings.
No, I
Yeah.
cried on like the third episode of them just like talking about how like, you know, after they. I mean, I don't know if Levi's watched it actually.
No.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, I know what episode you're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, and that show, and like the soundtrack is good. Like
Oh
the
my
characters
God,
are really
so good.
good.
Yeah.
It's a very well crafted show, and I think it goes to show that anime is really good content and entertainment to watch. And I think a lot of people just dismiss it because I think, I will admit, a cringy community has formed around anime.
Yeah.
That doesn't like negate the fact that it's incredible. It's truly stellar.
No,
if anyone's watching this and they haven't, you go watch like Full Metal Alchemist.
Just do like Full Metal Alchemist is a Brotherhood. Honestly, I think that's a pretty good introductory show. That like it's 64 episodes or 63, 64, something like that. It's like almost the same as like length as Avatar, but yeah, I mean seriously, just watch it. Like in my opinion, it's a little slow at the beginning, but it starts to pick up like around episode 10 or so, and then literally I remember like as soon as I got like, you know, I mean even that episode you were talking about just now, like episode 3, like that, I feel like that was what really hooked me to keep watching. And like there was a point in time where I remember watching the show and thinking like I never want this to end. Like I just want to keep watching Full Metal Alchemist. Like
I feel that for so many shows.
Oh my gosh, it's just so good. It's just so good. Like, but yeah.
And something, I think it took me a bit to appreciate the original series, because obviously there's the original series and there's Brotherhood, and people shit on the original series, but I don't think it's as good, but I think it's at the same tier of like incredible. It's a really good show, even the original one.
Yeah, I feel you. But Brotherhood's really good. Who's your guys' favorite character in Full Metal Alchemist?
I mean,
it's hard to pick. I don't think I could pick, honestly. But yeah. What do you guys think?
I think I have to go with Envy.
Yeah.
I think his character,
honestly,
the way his character ended was so like.
Yeah.
Like shit, you're right. You know, like
yeah.
It was really, really eye opening. I think they were very creative with that. You know,
Envy is an awesome character, man. That is an awesome fucking character.
Yeah, I just feel like with the other homunculi, their sins were a little bit too obvious, and with Envy, you're like, huh, like why is he envious? But then at the end, he ends up being this little worm.
Right.
And Ed says like you're oh fuck, I don't want to spoil, but whatever.
Well,
sorry, Levi.
I was well, okay, hold on. This show's been out for like 10, 15 years, right? So like I feel like it's okay.
I mean, so is Avatar though, right?
That is true, actually.
Yeah. We can switch topics. I mean,
but before I would like to say that that is true about the sins, except for greed. I think that greed was really, really good too. Do you remember at the very end when they revealed Greed's thing?
Yeah, well, no. What was even better about Greed was that at first it seemed obvious.
Yeah,
he even had a line like, "I want like woman, money, and power," right? And you're like, "Oh, okay, he's greedy." But he wasn't greedy. Like he formed a relationship with another person. With Ling, and that show's awesome. That show's awesome.
And okay, I am going to spoil this. It's not like a huge thing, right? But like Greed at the very end, like you find out that he was actually greedy because he wanted friends, right? Or something along those lines. And that shit, I remember him saying that, and I actually cried because like that really, really touched me. Because like you said, he literally like formed a relationship. He like he actually like I don't know. That's one of my favorite characters, though, man. I
Facts.
really liked him. But yeah, definitely Envy and Greed are really good. And my favorite character is probably Alphonse, though, just because he's a baller.
What about you, Ben?
I think my favorite character is probably Roy Mustang.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
I was thinking about mentioning that.
Roy Mustang is a baller.
Yeah.
Other than that, are there other? I mean, what other anime have we watched? Have we all watched Fairy Tail?
I think we have.
It's most of it for me.
Yeah, I haven't watched the end, admittedly. The season
either.
that came out like I think it's a year ago now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched up to I watched
It
up
was
to
an
like
interesting ending.
Tartarus, like where it ended before 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you watch it, Ben?
Yeah, I watched all the way to the ending. I watched the new season.
Gotcha.
And actually, I thought, Fairy Tail's never been, top tier incredible, but it's also, I've always liked it. It was my first, actual anime, other than, Pokemon, Bakugan, Yu-Gi-Oh, that kind of stuff.
No, me too.
So, I kind of have nostalgia in that sort of sense for it.
Majorly,
but, yeah, the new season, I actually thought it was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, because they ended it on a weird note. It was the end of an arc, and there's still more manga that they're just not dubbing or not animating. I mean,
right.
So they mentioned okay, let's go do this now, and that's what takes place in the manga next. So the ending's a little weird, but it's still bittersweet.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
might have to give it a watch then.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely worth it. Some of the characters are interesting, and then obviously it concludes stuff with Zareth.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what else happened, but yeah.
The Acnologia stuff.
Yeah, conclusive with Acnologia as well. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, Fairy Tail is very I think it's good, I mean
the music's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I mean I have nostalgia for it. That's pretty much it though. I mean I think that it's objectively it has a decent story, I guess.
It's pretty iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's a fun show. It's
I agree. It's fun. It's unique. It has a lot of different types of magic, and that's really cool. And yeah, who's your guys' favorite character from that though? What were you gonna say, Ben?
One interesting thing I really liked about the new season, Lucy actually can fight.
Oh, really?
Only took her 300 episodes. Yeah, this isn't much of a spoiler, but she gets the power to gain clothing and weapons that are identical to the celestial spirit she has out at the time. So she actually starts fighting instead of just standing there.
Yeah, thank God, dude.
Really nice. Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Damn, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. One thing I didn't like about Fairy Tail was the way they portrayed 99% of the women in that show.
Oh, I know.
It of course me being an 8th grader was oh fuck, this is awesome. Now I'm just come on, man,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a little ridiculous. New One Piece is like that, and obviously there are a few others like that, but not every. I think that's another misconception that a lot of people have is that it's all fan service. Anime is. I mean, obviously Fairy Tail is a pretty bad offender of that, but
yeah,
I mean, other than that, I mean, a lot of other popular shows aren't really like that, right? I mean, I don't know. I haven't really watched Dragon Ball that much, but it isn't too bad about it.
I mean,
High School DxD kind of is.
Well, yeah, but
that show was made for fan service,
That's the point of that one.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree about Fairy Tail though. It just kind of gets old. I don't know.
That's why I haven't even finished it.
Yeah, I mean the story is very average. I don't know. I didn't like it very much, but
it's pretty predictable. Yeah. No one ever dies. Anything like that.
Yeah.
And the one this has always bugged me. The one person that actually died ended up actually being alive. What was it?
I don't even remember who it was.
It was Mary Jane's
sister.
sister.
Mavis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what that was her name, but they were always I'm so sad my sister died, and next season, oh my gosh, she's alive.
Oh, Lisana.
Yeah, Lasana.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
can
I
you
remember
not like
now.
leave the one dead character dead? Jesus.
Yeah, nah, they can't do that, man. Yeah, the story's like okay.
Yeah.
But
I really liked Fairy Tale. I think it was called Fairy Tale Zero.
oh yeah, that was really
It
good.
was with
That-
Mavis and her
Yeah.
I like
friend.
that
I
as
thought
well.
that was really, really
that
cool.
one was really good, admittedly. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I mean, if I was to like recommend anime to people, I wouldn't really recommend that one personally. I mean, it's
Nah, me
good,
neither.
but it's like pretty average.
And very long with lots of filler
It's
episodes.
very long. It's just like the story isn't. I mean, yeah, I don't.
If I had to recommend a first anime, I'd probably go with Full Metal.
Yeah, the Full Metal is a very, very good first one, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty dark. I would go with
Yeah.
something maybe a little bit lighter.
Like I'm trying to think of like what's a good example.
Yeah, definitely
I don't
don't start
know.
with Death Note then.
Yeah, personally, I actually like it.
Death
Like,
Note is
that's-
really good.
Yeah, Death Note is really good.
I think Death Note's less dark than Full Metal.
I mean, the entire premise
Yeah.
of Death Note is him killing people.
Yeah, but like, but the thing,
the
but
Sorcerer Philosopher's Stones. Are
yeah,
like,
they talk
yeah,
about like
That's
a
true.
genocide of like
yeah,
they like a planned genocide. Like that's
multiple,
Yeah.
not even just that one, but also the other one, the Xerxes one,
yeah. There's
Sorry,
multiple
sorry.
because they have to keep making.
and obviously
It's
the other.
fucked.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. But
That is true. That is
Yeah,
true.
but I
Death
mean,
Note is-
Death
Note's
Note's a
pretty
good
fucked up,
one though.
too. Yeah. And Tokyo Ghoul is another popular dark one. Like
Oh, yeah.
I think that it's dark, but it's more like it's not fan service like titties. It's fan service like they do a lot of gore, you know, and, like
Right.
make it yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think that like if you like dark anime, right? Like those are some pretty good like entry ones because obviously like they're really popular and critically acclaimed, but there's some like obviously dark anime or like dark stuff in general, or like dark like horror. Like I really really like horror stuff, and I know you do too, Finn. So
Yeah.
that's like pretty much what I enjoy the most. I mean, if you like horror and you want a good anime to watch, like Promise Neverland, right?
But that show,
That
Oh,
show
very
literally.
good,
I mean,
very good.
I'm not kidding. Promise Neverland might be like my favorite anime ever. Like it actually it never stopped impressing me. Like it was just so fucking good. And like I can't believe it's not more popular. Like it is, and I guess it's probably not because of how dark it is, but
Hmm.
yeah.
Anyways.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
sort of fan service. Sorry, Finn. I just want to say this quickly before we move
Sure,
on.
sure.
The Seven Deadly Sins is kind of fan service too.
Oh right, yeah.
But
I haven't even watched that, dude.
I actually like really like I like the Seven Deadly Sins. And I feel
Right.
like that's another anime. I've seen like several people who have watched the Seven Deadly Sins that don't watch other anime.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of my friends have. I've seen people on Instagram who like posts like that they like that show but don't like any other anime. And it's I don't know.
That's weird. I don't like that show very much personally. I just never got into it. I only watched like the first few episodes
Yeah,
because I don't know, like Melodious seemed very, or is that his name? The main guy,
Meliodas.
Meliodas. Yeah, he seemed very OP. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean he kind of is just kind of like Saitama.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he's like OP, and they're like, oh, but this is only like a fraction of his power. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
there's-
All
there's
right, all
more.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Saitama, like, or like One Punch Man does power, like overpowered character. Like, it does it really well. Like, it's a comedy,
That's
right?
true.
Like, that's
Yeah.
the point, right? But like, whatever his name is, Meliodas. He's like he exists to be unironically overpowered. So, but like Saitama is ironically overpowered, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't
that's
watched it.
No, that's a good way to put it. Anyways,
Yeah.
I want to talk about COVID.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Like, I don't know. Things have been getting like just when I thought we were like had a hope was restored. Everybody in Florida has it apparently. So
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, but Florida is also the people in Florida are insane. No offense. Actually, I shouldn't have said that, should I? But
I think everybody knows at this
yeah,
point.
I mean,
I'd
it's,
say-
it's a stereotype.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't actually know that about Florida though? Has the virus been really really bad there? Or?
They had like 10,000 cases in a day one day.
Oh my! Yeah, it
That
said
is
Florida
crazy,
reports
dude.
more than
Uh-huh.
65,000 new coronavirus cases in 7 days with no signs of slowing.
California's been pretty bad as well.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
heard that. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I mean, obviously, being from California, I was out today and I was really impressed with people's mask wearing. I think it must be a Southern California. I think that maybe where the rise is.
Yeah.
But I was on a hiking trail today. And obviously, it's a hiking trail and I barely saw anyone, but the only times I saw people, when we were walking by each other, we both put on our masks, And I was really happy about that because obviously we're hiking and, it's like hot out and like, it sucks to wear a mask, but people are conscientious and I don't know. I was very impressed with that, but I know some states are not sharing the same luck.
You think so?
Yeah. How's it been like for you
Yeah.
guys just out and about?
Go ahead, Levi.
Well, it has certainly been getting worse. I've been safe, obviously. Well, duh. Okay, hold on. I'm having a brain fart. As usual. Okay, so over the last probably month, like every time I go out, there's way less people like with masks and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's usually like when I see people on the street and all that. It's like I live in a college town, so it's like, come on, dude. Like, I don't know. I just it is not a very safe place to be right now.
Yeah, I feel that. Um, Unfortunately, obviously, I'm working right now, and I do like food delivery, right? Um, well, like when I go to restaurants, obviously, like I every time I'm like delivering or working, like I have to wear a mask and gloves at all times, right?
Hmm.
Well, pretty much every single time I go into restaurants all the time, a bunch of people, crowded up together, not wearing masks. I mean, people don't
Of
care.
course.
Come on.
I mean, and this is where it gets worse, okay? I mean, today I was in a Mexican restaurant. There was a huge crowd of people, all, no masks. But the worst part was like some of them had babies, you know?
That's
Some of them
ridiculous,
had
dude.
like children that are they're completely being negligent of. Like why are these people allowed to do this and not get fined or like, like do jail time for that kind of negligence? Like you're taking a small child and exposing them to a particularly, I mean, it's fatal. Literally, it can be fatal. So like,
Doesn't matter what age you are either. It's
I
the
mean,
whole
exactly.
bullshit of
Yeah,
like, oh, it only affects old people. Like,
yeah. But I'm just saying, like,
ugh.
it's bad because the child doesn't know any better,
Yeah, they're just looking
and
what their parent does.
their their parent is being negligent, and so if the kid catches it and dies, it's not their fault. It's not the kid's fault, it's the parent's fault. But I just don't really know why there like isn't mandatory mask like protocol or like why is it not necessary? Like, do you guys know? Because
No
I'd
clue.
like to know.
Because
In my state,
people.
it is mandatory.
Ugh,
In your state, it is mandatory.
Yeah.
that's nice.
So I don't get why it has to be a partisan issue, though. It doesn't have to be a political issue at all. It just why not keep people safe? Well, like
Because I feel like at this point people just want to go against the grain
yeah,
because they can, and people like to, talk about how this is infringing on their rights and stuff like that, and it's just obvious that they have no comprehension on what their rights actually are, and they just have
Yeah.
been told they can do this and that, and those are their rights, and it's a free country and shit like that, and it's ridiculous because the same people that don't want to wear a mask are like, oh, you can't have an abortion? What the fuck? Like, no, like that is killing like, come on, it's. So I don't want to get
Yeah.
hyper political, especially considering someone watching this might be anti-abortion, and I think that's fine. I disagree, but it's not your choice to make, and it's not your choice to put people who could die from the virus at risk because you don't wear a mask.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think that the thing is like people that won't wear masks are focusing on their own rights or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like but they're only focusing about themselves and not the people around them. And I think that being conscientious about your surroundings and the people around you and keeping the people around you safe is very important, obviously. So I mean, if you don't want to wear a mask, like I don't know what to tell you, man. um, yeah, but like you said, I mean, if there are people that are watching that are disagreeing with us or whatever, like I think that like political argument is important, and obviously, we don't want to turn like a simple podcast called the fucking Clout Cast into any kind of political thing, but it's just sad to see that there are many people that I see on a daily basis not wearing masks and exposing themselves to the people around them, and it does make me a little sad. And actually, not only sad, but it makes me a little fearful because obviously, I'm working, all day for, I mean, all day is in like 6 to 7 hours or so, right? And I have to be around these people that aren't wearing their masks. It makes me fear for my own health. I don't want to get sick and have to lie up in bed and not able to work or go to school or anything like that. And
Exactly.
right. So, I mean, next time you're outside, just put on a mask, man. I mean, there are kids like me just trying to work for their futures. And, if something were to happen, that'd be really unfortunate. But it's not just me, it's everybody. So,
Yeah.
that's all I'm really saying, I guess.
I just wanted to add, even if you're not doing it for the safety of others, do it for the safety of yourself.
Yeah.
It's not a joke, man.
Yeah, it really isn't a joke. And that's like the main thing is like people just don't take it very seriously,
Yeah, and even like I told you guys this, but I just got a COVID test, right? And it sucked. It was like, I mean, and so imagine actually having COVID and having to get the test.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the test was worse than
exactly,
any strep throat test I've ever had. It was worse than any shot I've ever gotten, and like my nose still kind of like hurts from it. It's not pleasant.
Yeah.
So imagine having to get the test and actually having the disease. It's not a good situation.
Certainly not.
Especially when, I mean, there's been studies that show that masks can, reduce the chance of like spreading the disease or getting it yourself by like up to 80%.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's important that we wear masks, everybody. So, yeah, I mean, that's, and I mean, there's like I said, I mean, that there have been people that have turned the whole mask thing into a political issue, specifically in America, and we have quite a few cases because people just won't wear their masks. I mean, there's evidence of other countries that have strict mask protocol, like Japan, for an example, right? They have like a very very significantly low amount of cases when compared to us. Like America has a ton of fucking coronavirus cases. I don't know. I mean, just wear your mask, man.
Yeah, for sure. And New Zealand eradicated it from their country.
Yeah. For real.
There's no cases there, and it's because obviously it is a smaller country, but they just took the right protocols. They were really careful who they let into the country, made sure everyone was wearing a mask. Everyone, if someone was sick, they traced everyone who had known them and told them to shelter in place, and it works. It works. The evidence is there.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, COVID is not a political issue, and it never will be, and we shouldn't try and turn it into one. It's an issue of, keeping you and your family safe, and like that's what's important. Like, I don't think that people that don't want to wear masks have to be for this party, or like people who do like have to be for this party. Like I just
Right.
I it doesn't have to be political. Like you should just wear your mask because it's what is safe. That's just my personal opinion.
For sure.
But yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna prompt and ask like how people have been, what do you guys like? How has your life been mainly affected by COVID? Like, what's been the biggest thing?
Go ahead, Ben.
Oh, geez. I mean, school's a massive thing.
Yeah.
I
God.
stopped school in the like middle/beginning of March, and I mean, I graduated obviously. So I graduated high school. So I mean, that makes a big difference because my graduation was I mean, it was okay, but it would have been nice to have like a traditional ceremony plus prom would have been cool. And I mean, now I'm going into college, and I'm probably gonna have to do online classes for college as well. So I've essentially just been stuck in my room for several months, and I will continue to be stuck in my room for several months. Um, yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing. But luckily, I haven't gotten sick, and no one close to me has gotten sick either. So
That's
you?
that's reassuring.
Yeah, that is good. Go ahead, Finn.
I mean, I don't want to act like my life has been ruined because of COVID, because I'm in a very fortunate situation where economically I'm safe. I'm going to be able to eat food. I'm going to have a bed. I'm going to have air conditioning and heating during the winter, right?
Right.
But like it really fucked shit up for me. I know I mentioned this in some episode, but for people who are new, in March, for the entire month of March, I was on a backpacking trip in Death Valley. And it changed me a lot. I became so much more social, made some really close friends. I learned a lot. Personality wise, I just felt a lot better. And I was, coming back. I was super excited to like hang out with my friends that I, gotten super close to with living, because I lived with them for a month in the desert. There's also this girl I really liked. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna ask her out. Like, I'm gonna be like, my penis is gonna grow like 7 inches. Like, I thought I was gonna be, like, I was, so looking forward. And of course, I get back, and when I get back from the trip, we usually have this huge ceremony when we come back from the backpacking trip. The entire school is like waiting for us, and we all like run back from the trip, and that all got canceled. And we had this like lame. We had to leave one by one to get picked up by our families, and it sucked. It really screwed things up for me, and it's really fucked with my mental health as well. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Sure someone will talk next, but I've just haven't been feeling as good as I normally do. COVID sucks, like donkey balls, and it sucks more that America just seems to be not caring. But yeah, all you, Levi.
Well, besides school, I guess the main thing for me has probably been getting a job and being able to hang out. Like I'm just trying to hoop, dude, and I can't even, like all the rims everywhere across town are like taken down, so like that's not an option. Finding a job has been tough, and that's mostly just been it for me. I've been having other issues as of late, but those haven't been related to COVID, so just not exactly an amazing time for me.
For sure.
Generally, I cannot see my grandma because she lives in a nursing home, right? So, pretty much I have to talk to her from outside of the window. Kind of sucks, not gonna lie.
That's
because
horrible, dude.
Yeah, because her birthday was last week and we couldn't really even do anything for it. So, other than that, I mean, obviously the whole school thing. We're not really, we have a very tentative schedule for school next semester at my university. So, not really sure what's going to happen, to tell you the truth, but we'll just have to see, I guess. Other than that, obviously, like, I got lucky finding a job, like a summer job, but I was going to do an internship, hopefully, and kind of had things lined up, and that got canceled. So, other than that, like I said about my job, obviously I work in delivery and I spend a lot of time in my car alone, so it's not like too big of a deal having to interact with other people, but and most of the time, we're pretty much instructed to leave the food outside of their door anyway. So usually, in the customers, like, I don't really have to interact with them either. But obviously, I have to go into restaurants, and that kind of I have to be concerned for my own well-being when I go into restaurants, which kind of sucks. But generally, it's pretty much it. I've been inside of my room for a very long time, pretty much. And I mean,
Yeah.
there were periods of
Feel
time when I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even leave the house like for a week, 2 weeks at a time sometimes, just because I couldn't. Um, but yeah, I mean, it sucks. You know, when you end up staying in your room alone for that long, it like you said, I mean, it can fuck with your mental health, man. It can really like. I started to get inside of my brain, and then like
Mm-hmm.
before I started being productive and working a job, like I wasn't in a great place, but
Yeah.
Totally feel that, and
yeah,
I'd go insane if I couldn't like go outside and at least walk my dog, you know.
yeah,
But like during online school, it just felt like I'd get done with classes and I would, you know, do my homework and I was just stuck in my room.
pretty much.
And
Yeah.
I try to do some classes outside, but you know, it's just awkward.
Yeah, I feel. But yeah, I mean, it definitely sucks, and we're not in a great position right now with COVID, but we'll just have to see where things go, I guess. I
Yeah.
hope that the situation improves, but if not, you know, if you're watching this in the year 3006, after the great COVID pandemic eradication of America, yeah, we're just chilling, waiting for things to happen.
Pretty much, dude.
Waiting for the eradication of our species.
Yeah. Honestly,
Or if you're an alien overlord, that's also an option.
Help us.
yeah, please fucking like. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say something dark, but I wouldn't even be surprised if like aliens existed, but they came and like saw us and they're just like, oh yeah, fuck no, man. We'll find another planet.
I've seen some theories because you guys know you've seen like those uncontacted tribes in like the Amazon and in the Indian
Oh
Ocean.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sentinel
That kind of
Island
stuff?
and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like North Sentinel Island or whatever it's called. Because you know, like generally we leave them alone. Like we don't really just let them do their thing. Sometimes we might like fly over to like make sure they're okay. If there's like a typhoon, I think that's what the Indian government
Yeah.
will do. They'll like fly over, or like just to make sure like they're doing fine. Their numbers aren't like they're not like extinct or anything. And I've seen people like some people apply that logic to if aliens existed, and aliens just did the exact same thing. Like they might fly over to see like how we're doing, but otherwise they leave us alone.
Never thought about that.
That's
Yeah.
kind of interesting, honestly. We could just be a social
Yeah.
experiment.
Like Earth to like the rest of our galaxy is like Florida to America.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. What if there's some like, you know, alien vlogger and he's like, yo, this is my planet. These idiot humans, dude. I've been watching them for a while.
Yeah,
It's
I've
just like
seen
you and your ant keeping.
Yeah,
theories
yeah,
that,
exactly.
like, I've seen theories that like aliens will like have like snow globes like get like galaxies and like or like universes, and like it's just
Oh,
like some
shit.
baby alien that has like the entire friggin' universe in like his room.
Yeah.
In a
I've-
snow
I've-
globe like
Huh.
thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, right.
Imagine imagine like the baby just like tilts it over. Shatters.
Like the alien like sneezes and a giant like wad of like snot just envelops the entire galaxy.
Yeah, dude. Every time we have an earthquake, that's just a baby alien shaking the snow globe. Pretty much.
Yeah. How do you guys think the pyramids were made?
Aliens.
Oh my god, that's such like yeah. I mean, I don't. It's so weird. It's so strange. The pyramids of yeah.
Aliens.
Like I feel like
Aliens.
I haven't done too much research into it, but I just like and same thing like the Mayan pyramid, like the Mayan temples or like whatever they are, right?
Like
They have like
Chichen Itza?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like even those have some like suspicious things, and like also how life
Stonehenge.
started as well. If
Oh yeah, like
abiogenesis
Easter Island,
exists.
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's
we
always
know
a big
about.
one.
Don't we know about Stonehenge?
I don't know. I thought we knew about the pyramids, but didn't know about Stonehenge.
Oh, I thought I don't. We definitely don't know about the pyramids. But
Wait,
I
what
don't
did you
think we know-
think you knew about the pyramids?
I just like it doesn't seem like it would be that hard. Like they just had workers that built them with small blocks. Like Stonehenge would be much more suspicious. I mean, they're gigantic monoliths that people had to carry.
That is true, but like
Yeah.
they said that
mean, the pyramid. The only thing about the pyramid is that it has
Pyramid
like
is
perfect geometry or something.
Yeah, and it's
very
huge.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna. When I was in middle school, someone's mom was like an archaeologist, and she came in and she said that her theory is that they actually like drugged workers.
Oh.
And I don't remember the whole context. I'm sure it was much more intelligent than this, but like they were so like drugged out that they just like worked until they died.
Jesus Christ.
Which is kind of dark, and I'm sure it was phrased more eloquently, but that's an interesting theory. I don't know if I believe it, but it's interesting. So
Right.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't really. I guess it does relate because it's about alien kind of stuff. There's this interesting like story that I once saw. I think it's called the Zamora incident. I might have told like one or two of you guys, or maybe all three of you, about this before. But it's like essentially this cop in New Mexico or Arizona, like about 40, 50 years ago, was about to pull someone over for speeding, and he saw like this like explosion happen in the distance. So he pulled over and went up to it, and like I'm not going to explain the entire thing because it would take forever. But essentially, he saw what he claimed were like small humans and this like white capsule. And it's interesting because, it's really interesting. Like, I mean, you guys can look it up if people listening, just look up Zamora incident. Like, there's an entire Wikipedia article dedicated to it. But, I mean, it does like even the Wikipedia article mentions like there's different issues and stuff. But one of the biggest things I find interesting is that the U.S., I think it was the Air Force, at one point had something called Project Blue Book. And it was essentially like a compilation of UFOs. And the Air Force would try to figure out like what these UFOs were, and they ended up like almost all of them were just designated as like a plane or something like that they just didn't like, they didn't know it was a plane. But the Zamora incident was designated as unknown. They couldn't find what it was. So yeah. And there's only like, I think they said like 20 to 30 unknown cases out of like, I can't remember how many they had. I think they had thousands. Oh, it was 12,000. I just looked it up. 12,000, and only about 20 to 30 of them were ever listed as unknown, and that's one of them. So
I don't like that.
Do you guys believe in aliens?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I think it's so slim. Like, even if they haven't visited us yet, I think it's so slim, the chances of them not existing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they don't exist, then the world has to be a simulation or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean,
True
there's
that.
just so much stuff. Like, there has to be at least one, because it does not seem right. I mean, even like how life on Earth started is odd. Like extraterrestrial origin seems likely for that, even because I mean,
We just be vibing, though.
yeah. I saw this too, like the thought of there being aliens, like if we were able to ask someone who knew like everything, and we asked them, are there aliens in our galaxy or universe or solar system or whatever, and they said yes or no, like both of those are like creepy. Like both of those answers would be creepy, because like, yes, you now know that there's alien life forms that could be immensely powerful and wipe out Earth in a millisecond. Or if they say no, and it almost just makes us feel like we're just like alone in this massive like void. It just doesn't make sense. Like, why would we be alone? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think one, it's gonna be more fun if we like believe they exist, right? And it also gives us hope.
Yeah.
And I just think the probability that we're the only
There's no way.
Intelligent.
There's no way.
Yeah. I agree.
Space is so unimaginably massive and ever expanding that if, like Ben said, if there aren't alien life forms, then we're living in a fucking simulation. There's just simply no way.
Wake up, Neo.
I mean, literally, yeah, like, it's just, like I said, I mean, there's just so much space, It just doesn't end, so...
Yeah.
There's just no way.
And there's so many theories too to like what could be happening. I saw a video once where someone, I mean, like there's infinite theories, so like the chance of like any one being correct is highly unlikely, but this one I just thought it was interesting as like even a story it was that like every person, like when you die, you're reincarnated as a different person, and like yourself, you live out every single life in human history, and then you become a god and create your own galaxy or universe. And
I've
then,
heard similar to that actually.
yeah, I just thought that's interesting. I've always been interested in like alien, like possibility of aliens, abiogenesis, that kind of stuff. Like if there's a field called astrobiology, and they do studies on like stuff now, but I feel like the true astrobiology would be like studying obviously the biology of alien life forms.
Right.
And that's like obviously you can't really do that now, but like that's my true like that's the job I would love to have if it were a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's intense, man. It's got me thinking about existential stuff.
Or even like there's all these other theories, like I think it's called like the Great Wall, where there's this point in every single civilization that is almost is incredibly unlikely to pass or like impossible to pass. Like some people think it might be like the creation of nuclear weapons and like nuclear apocalypse and like the chances of passing that are like so slim that like in order to take over like a universe or a solar system or something, like very few civilizations would ever do that because they get annihilated before that point.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah, and there's even like some people think like we might have passed that point already, and the point would be the creation of actual nuclear weapons, and that is very difficult to achieve.
Right.
So we might have already passed it, but that's one of the theories for why aliens might not exist or why we can't find aliens.
Huh.
Because they never make it past that barrier, and that's why we're not really sure if we've even passed that barrier yet.
Yeah,
that's really interesting.
It's scary. Like in a day and age where like technology is so prominent, we think we know so much, but we don't. We really don't.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that.
I think that's really scary. It's like we know as much has been documented about Earth, but like outside of here, like we really don't know shit.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, even Earth, like the oceans are fucked up, man. Like literally, we don't even know shit about the oceans, right?
Then we have like some civilization living like in the core or some shit.
That would be hilarious. Yeah. Can you imagine? We don't even know that each other exists.
And dude, how could 2020 get any worse than like magma people rising out of the ground?
That would be awesome.
I saw this story the other day. I'm not sure if it's true, but I've seen it on like several websites. So I mean, obviously, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, but apparently some scientists discovered a massive ocean under the like very deep in the earth. Like a massive
I heard about that.
Ocean.
Oh, I'm gonna look into that.
That's really cool.
I'm actually gonna look into that right now.
It's like if the oceans that we know of like already weren't scary.
Yeah,
exactly.
Obviously, there's supposed to be like an 8th continent as well, like under New Zealand, right? Have you guys heard that before?
Really?
It's called Zealand. Yeah, look up Zealandia. Like it's an actual thing.
Yeah, there's a
like it's supposed to be
continent.
like like a legitimate submerged continent.
What the hell?
Yeah, there's also an island that's supposed to join the Hawaiian Islands in like a couple million years. I saw that. I remember in middle school science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, but no, there's like a massive continent close to New Zealand, which is underground or
so
underwater.
Cool.
Yeah.
So cool. But yeah.
Yep.
So what else did we want to talk about? We did COVID. We did anime. We did existential things.
Alien life. Yeah.
Alien life. We're almost to an hour. Is there anything that you guys want to add?
Really quick, I'd say like bar like nuclear apocalypse. Do you guys like there would ever be too many people for our Earth to hold?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that one day, but like probably, I don't think that maybe within our lifetimes, maybe not, but like in a few lifetimes, probably, because that was the whole like I mean there was that English philosopher or whatever that like talked a lot about overpopulation. I can't remember what his name was. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but no, it's like a definite issue. Like it's probably something that'll happen eventually in the future. I don't really know how Earth's gonna handle it, but
Yeah, and we're so afraid of death that it's not getting any better. Like humans inherently, we just do not want to die, and we waste so many resources keeping people alive. And obviously, given I don't want my relatives to die, like I love them, right? But the more we, and I think COVID's going to shake people up because so many people are dying. People are going to be more cautious and going to treasure life even more. And it's just going to lead to overpopulation. And the thing is like, we're not going to fucking solve it with the purge, you know?
Yeah.
There's something else something's going to happen. It's crazy to think about.
So the guy I was talking about, his name is Thomas Malthus. Have you guys heard of that guy?
I have heard of him.
Yeah, so he has this ideology called, and I can't pronounce this, but it's like Malthusianism, right? But it's the idea that population growth is potentially exponential, while the growth of food supply or other resources is linear. So population will grow much faster than the amount of food and supplies we can provide, and therefore like overpopulation is an actual problem that will occur. Have you guys heard of that before?
I actually have heard of that in AP Bio.
So it's a legitimate thing.
True.
It makes sense, and it's actually like valid and true.
Yeah. No. In AP Bio, we talked about like overpopulation and that being a thing. Apparently, this is obviously just like a theory. We can't predict. Well, we can predict, but we can't figure out what's going to happen until it actually happens. But apparently, the world population is supposed to even out around 10 to 11 billion. And right now we're almost at 8, I think. Right. But we also talked about the fact that if everyone on Earth were to live like a life of luxury, the population of the Earth would have to be no more than 1 billion.
Wow.
And if everyone were to live in extreme poverty, the most people that Earth could handle, if everyone lived in extreme poverty, is around 23 billion.
Wow.
Insane.
Not in a good spot, dude.
So we're like at a point where it's like in the middle there, you know. And it's interesting because the growth rate or the amount of people that or the amount of children that people need to have in order to like maintain a steady population is 2.1 apparently.
Right.
So that means some people need to have, most people need to have two children. Most need to have, or a couple have to have 3.
Right.
And I was looking at a chart yesterday, and the growth rate in most developed countries is less than 2.1.
Gotcha.
Meaning that most countries are at a stable rate right now, and their populations shouldn't be decreasing or increasing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the rich ones that can afford to have, like, so many children. Like,
it's
people
mostly,
in the United States.
Yeah, it's mostly countries in Africa that have the exponential growth rates.
Yeah.
Interesting, actually.
Due to lack of birth control, lack of education with women,
that's
and even men too. But it's interesting for sure. We learned about that for a couple units. I can't remember if it was either in my environmental science or my biology. It was one or the other.
All right. Well, is there anything else you guys wanted to add?
No, man.
Wait, what did you say? Is that it?
Yeah, I was just saying that spooky. Like, just thinking about how the world is going to end is hard, but...
Yeah, and it will.
At some point.
Lead us all.
Who wants to do that? Outro.
Ben. It's his turn.
Wow. It's my turn.
And he wanted to do it like this morning. Ben texted me and he's like, guys, I've been like scratching my skin like uncontrollably.
I was too busy getting a cotton swab shoved up my nose into my brain.
No, but like before that, he's like, I want to do the intro so bad.
The intro. This is the outro, not the intro.
Close enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is the Cloutcast. Is this episode 4?
4, yeah.
4. Okay. I want to make sure. This is episode 4. I am Ben.
Yeah, I'm Griffin.
I'm Finn.
I'm Levi.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Yep. See you guys next time.
Peace.
Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.